Good evening. This is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from my YouTube channel as I continue with my part series. The week that was college football history review, the 1976 college football season. This is week 4, chronicling the games that I played on a weekly basis. This is week number 4, the games that I played on October 2nd, 1976. Let's get into it. Army beat Stanford 21-20, rallying from a 20-point deficit. The Cadets stunned visiting Stanford with 3 second-half touchdown drives of 80 yards or longer. Army quarterback Lehman Hall threw and ran for touchdowns and threw with winning 2-point conversion pass to tight end Penny and Brundage with 1:18 remaining. Army had given itself some anxious moments after missing an extra point after its second touchdown. Hall's 11-yard scoring pass to halfback Tom Kuchar. Hall started poorly, missing 15 straight attempts and throwing 3 interceptions as Cardinals built the big lead on strength of Cardinals quarterback Mike Cordova. Suddenly, Hall became as hot as he had been cold, hitting 11 of his final 17 passes, a 52-yard bound to wide receiver George Dunaway to set up Army's second touchdown. Stanford kicker Mike Michelle missed 4-6 field goal attempts, including 42-yard try into the win at game's end. Georgia upset number 10 Alabama in the shutout 21-0, dedicating its effort to guard Hugh Hendricks, who had died from a rare blood infection in summer. Georgia beat Alabama in front of a raucous Hedges crowd. Current edition of Junkyard Dogs defense was nicknamed the Runts for their slight builds, only one player topped 210 pounds, and a hard-nosed style of play. Ass-tied quarterback Jeff Rutledge, who was sacked 6 times in the fourth quarter as he attempted to prevent his team's first shutout loss since 1970. Slow-footed quarterback Matt Robinson led Bulldogs offense, scoring on a 3-yard keeper to surprise of Crimson Tide and majority coaching staff right before halftime, and throwing a 60-yard touchdown pass to tight end Ulysses Norris in fourth quarter to seal matters. Rutledge threw for 141 yards in defeat. Crimson Tide's record string of 5 straight SEC championships appeared to be all but over. Florida, number 19 team in the country, beat Louisiana State, number 11 team in the country, 28-23. Last chance for LSU ended on Gators' 5-yard line. Seconds was victimized by saving goal line stand by the Florida defense. Now the Bengals had driven to Florida's 9-yard line, where they had first and goal with time elapsing. 3 rushes netted 4 yards, and then quarterback Pat Lyons missed wide receiver Bruce Henfeld in the zone. Reserve quarterback Bill Kynes had led Gators on 2 scoring drives and release of injured quarterback Jimmy Fisher, who earlier tossed 16-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Wes Chandler. Florida enjoyed 28-14 lead. Florida had enjoyed a 28-14 lead in third quarter on 2-yard touchdown run by halfback Willie Wilder. Now LSU answered with 40-yard field goal by kicker Mike Conway and 5-yard touchdown run by tailback Terry Rubisky, his third of the game. Ohio State, the number 8 team in the country, and UCLA, number 4 team in the country, met, and it resulted in a 10-10 tie. Conservative play was themed as these foes battled for third time in 365 days. Buckeyes managed 0 yards in first quarter, but Bruins could not take advantage. Ohio State scored first on a 4-yard run by fullback Pete Johnson for the second quarter, lead that held up until the second half. Bruins drove twice for 10-7 lead, 65 yards to 47 yards field goal by kicker Frank Carraro, 93 yards to 1-yard keeper by quarterback Jeff Dankworth. Highlight of UCLA's touchdown drive was fake punt on 4th and 1, the game's only bit of imagination, in which ball was snapped to fullback Theotis Brown had 102 yards on 20 carries, who ran with 25 yards. Kicker Tom Danny booted a 25-yard field goal to tie the game in fourth quarter, but each team played not to lose. When faced with 4th and inches at Bruins' 43-yard line with less than 4 minutes left, UCLA coach Terry Donahue punted. So Ohio State then marched to Bruins' 47-yard line, where coach Woody Hayes also opted for punt 4th and 4, much to the displeasure of home crowd. Linebacker like Jerry Robinson had 21 tackles for UCLA, but he could not get another against much bigger Johnson in second quarter touchdown run. Kansas beat Wisconsin 34-24. As numbers 1, 2, 3 were lucky for Kansas quarterback Nolan Cromwell, who rushed for 123 yards and threw for 123 yards in subduing Badgers. Cromwell completed only 3 for 15, but each success was big gainer to wide receiver Waddle Smith. While Fleet Cromwell also ran for 3 touchdowns, including 64 yards pass in the second quarter for 21-7 Kansas lead. Jayhawks halfback Laverne Smith added 115 yards rushing and 79 yards coming on a nifty third quarter scoring run. Quarterback Mike Carroll led Wisconsin's attack that rushed for 246 yards and passed for 31 yards, but his 2 touchdown tosses couldn't overcome his 4 interceptions. So Kansas, the number 9 team in the country, they beat Wisconsin 34-24. Nebraska, the number 5 team in the country, beat Miami 17-9. Huskers crushed Miami statistically, but needed late 10-point surge to defeat Hurricanes. Roughing pass penalty against Miami allowed Nebraska to keep the ball on a winning field goal drive in fourth quarter that ended on a 32-yard boot by kicker Al Evelyn for 10-9 lead with 6:30 left. Quarterback Vince Ferragamo added 23-yard touchdown pass to wingback Dave Shamblin to seal it. Nebraska finished with 471 yards to 168 yards for Miami as I-back Monte Anthony rushed for 109 yards and caught 5 passes for 60 yards. Fullback O.J. Anderson rushed for 58 yards for Hurricanes with 5 yards on a touchdown run for 6-0 first quarter lead. Next, Oklahoma, the number 3 team in the country, beat Iowa State 24-10. Sooners broke open 10-10 game with a 62-yard touchdown run to daylight by halfback Horace Ivory on draw play with 4:08 left. Cornerback Jerry Anderson then iced win with 58-yard touchdown return on an interception. Tailback Dexter Green led Cyclones with 101 yards rushing. A short touchdown run in third quarter that ended 80-yard drive for 10-10 tie. Iowa State meanwhile had first crack at breaking the tie, but short drive set up by a fumble recovered by linebacker Tom Bosky near midfield ended with missed 34-yard field goal. So Iowa State outgained Sooners 315 yards to 215 yards and held the vaunted Oklahoma rushing attack to 194 yards, well below its 321 yards average for season. And finally, Southern California Trojans, number 13 team in the country, shut out Iowa 55-0 as the Hawkeyes of Iowa entered the game with defense ranked first in the Big Ten, but left with tails between their legs, with Iowa keying on tailback Ricky Bell had 119 yards on 28 carries. Trojans took the air for 5 touchdowns, 4 by backup quarterback Rob Hurdle. Wide receivers Shelton Diggs had 106 yards receiving on 6 catches, and Randy Shimron 71 yards receiving on 4 catches. Each caught 2 touchdown passes. Win was so complete that final yards differential was astounding, 512 yards to 77 yards. Leading gainer for Hawkeyes was tailback Ernie Shearer with 41 yards rushing. Trojans backup tailback Charles White had 120 yards rushing on 15 carries that topped on his 60-yard scoring route. That was topped that on his 60-yard scoring route, 60 yards for a score. Southern California spotted Iowa 169 yards in penalties, but still enjoyed their largest margin of victory since 1931. That concludes a look at Week 4, October 2nd, 1976, the games that were played during that week, the week that was college football history review, the 1976 college football season. Now here is the AP poll as of October 4th. We had number 20 Louisiana State, number 19 North Carolina, number 18 Arkansas, 17 Texas A&M, 16 Texas, number 15 Texas Tech, number 14 Notre Dame, number 13 Boston College, 12 Florida, 11 Southern California. The top 10 round is this: Ohio State number 10, 9 Missouri, 8 Kansas, Maryland 7, Nebraska number 6, UCLA number 5. The rest of the top 5 had Georgia at number 4, Oklahoma number 3, number 2 Pittsburgh, and number 1 Michigan. So the concludes look at the week that was college football history review, the 1976 college football season, the games that are played October 2nd, 1976, week number 4. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the channel. Do a video to smack to tomorrow. Until then, talk to you soon.